Hello and welcome to GTO Coach and Go. I'm Jim Delleman with Group Travel Odyssey. I want to thank you for joining us again today. Before we get started on today's topic, I do want to ask you, if you've not done so yet, if you're watching us on YouTube, click the subscribe button down below. And also, if you ring that bell, you'll be notified anytime we have new content on our YouTube channel. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn at Group Travel Odyssey, and make sure to like our Facebook page as well. Again, Group Travel Odyssey. Well, today we have probably what's going to be the beginning of a series of ways that we're streamlining our system. And today we're going to talk about ways that we're going to be streamlining Sales Manager. In order to help us with that, I'm going to bring on our lead engineer, Christina Luth. Christina, hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you doing, Jim?
Doing very well, doing very well. I was saying we're finding ways now, and we've heard from a lot of our members that they're looking for ways to kind of simplify, looking for ways to make things even more efficient than they are already. So today we're going to be talking about different ways that we're going to be streamlining Sales Manager, and so we've got. Oh gosh, before we get started on this, we've got probably several more coaching goes that we're going to be talking about, different ways that we're going to do function or kind of update functionality and things like that within our system. So
Absolutely.
Christina has been working with her team behind the scenes quite a bit, and taking a lot of the input and the feedback that you've given us and worked on a lot of what we're going to be talking about. So today, Christina, we're talking about ways that we are streamlining Sales Manager. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is ways that we can streamline adding a proposal. So why don't you take us through that?
Yeah, for sure. So the ways that we're going to talk about adding a proposal. So today we're going to really discuss about the different methods of that. So whether you're adding a brand new one from scratch or whether you're copying one, either from a template or just one that you want to put on the same trip, just have a copy of it. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and share my screen here. All right, so today what we're going to start with is also a shout out to our Destination Dispatch that we have. If you've watched any of our Destination Dispatch episodes, you can find the itineraries to those right in Sales Manager. Those would be those template trips, and you can copy them. And now we've created a better way for you to copy that itinerary. So I am on one of those for this Mackinac Island, it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and pick this one. And what I want to do here is I want to click this copy proposal button. And just because of the time of the trip of the coach and go today, we're going to go ahead and open this in a new tab. And the reason I'm doing that, you'll see in a bit. And that's just because, we're going to go ahead and just click here. Okay. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, so what you will see here is going to be the new page for creating your proposal. So you have two options. You will have one to create a brand new trip and one to create one to the current trip. So as these little notes underneath state, there's one that's typically used for a template proposal and one that is used to copy it, usually to the same one, and then you can move it to a different existing trip later. So that'll explain that one in a bit. Let's do this first one. So copy proposal to a brand new trip. So like I said, this is usually for those templates. So we're going to go ahead and check. So you're going to put in your new trip start and end date. So let's go ahead and just put something in here. And then we're going to do April. There we go. And then we have our new proposal name. So we can call this whatever. We'll just call it Coach and Go Template Test. Whatever you want to call that new proposal name, you're going to do that. And then we're going to do save and continue. So what we have here is in the background, what is happening is a lot. And so you will see that this wheel is spinning. It's going to spin for only about 40 seconds. So if you need to, you can open that, like I said, in another tab. The reason that didn't work just on this one is just because it was a template from the destination dispatch. If it was my own, then it would be different. So we'll show that on the other screen. But this is only going to take about 40 seconds. And in the background, it's doing a lot of things for you. It's creating a brand new trip. It would be on the same account, which you can then switch after. It's putting the dates on there, and it's adding that proposal with all of the itinerary, all of the dates. It's putting all of it on there. And then once this wheel is done spinning here, it's almost all the way around. We can go directly to that brand new trip. So we're going to do that here. All right, and so now you can see we are on a new trip, and that template test, you can see my proposal has already been added. So this is a way we've streamlined this for you. Typically in the past, you've had to go ahead and copy that, relink it, create a new trip. And so we've really saved you time here in just creating a brand new trip for you. And then now you can go ahead and put in any of this information that you need to. So maybe for my account, I don't want it to be this Mackinac Island anymore. I want it to be the GTO demo. There we go. Okay, and so that's what I want it to be here. And then we can go ahead and save. And then if I wanted to go ahead and look at my proposal, you can see it is all here. And we have put it into all the products are here as well. I'll go back to the other screen here quick. All right, so then the second way I wanted to show you, so that was copying a template. So like I said, you can go ahead and you can copy those on the destination dispatch ones as well. Or if you've gone and taken the time, as many of you have, to create templates for yourself, you can use that method. Now for the other way of copying a proposal. Push that button here. So we're going to go ahead and click the second one this time. So this is when you have used your copy proposal button in the past. It's going to do the exact same thing, except we're really condensed some steps into one. So we're going to click copy proposal, the new name. We're going to call it, we're just going to call it test. And then this is a very important one as well. For the copy quotes with proposal. This is very crucial. It's why we've put some asterisks next to it. If you do not check this box, and I repeat, you do not check this box, not only will it not copy your quotes, but if you have something like a hotel, a motor coach, an airline that you've already added to your trip, it will be removed. We've had an issue with that in the past. Some of you had mentioned with you didn't copy those quotes, and then maybe you had an issue with something staying behind that you didn't want. So we have fixed that problem with this new way, but please watch out for that. If you want to keep those quotes, you want to keep that information with your trip product, make sure you check this. And even by default, I would just always check it. You can delete out your quotes after if you like. So very important, keep that box checked. Save and continue. So same thing, we're just going to wait for the wheel to spin around. What is happening now in the background is before you may have realized we had that little purple button where after you pushed copy, you had to go ahead and relink your trip and wait a few minutes, usually 3 minutes for it to run. So now what we have done is, yes, you are waiting for the wheel to spin, but it's only for 40 seconds and you do not have to do relink anymore. So this is a big deal. As we usually told you, go do something else for 5 minutes and then come back. You don't have to do that anymore. So now you can just push your copy, wait for that wheel to get around, and it will do everything all in one. So that is it's something we have done here, so you don't have to worry about that. It's also helped out with sometimes it's easy to forget to push that relink button, and then if you copy something later, it gets all messed up. So this is really taking care of that part for you. So now we're going to click Go to New Proposal. All right, so then what you will see here is we have a duplicate, the Coach and Go test. If I was to go back to this trip here, You can see it's listed under this same account, so I had made a copy of it. And everything that I had wanted is there. All my trip products and connected to dates. Everything has been copied the same way. And again, you do not need to have a relink. It's already done for you. But let's say I didn't actually want it to be on this testing account. I want it somewhere else. So you can use this button, move to new trip. We did put in parentheses relink since many of you are used to that word. That was just to help you realize that this is when we're moving it somewhere else. You're not actually going to have to wait for it. It will do it all for you. So let's go ahead and pick GTO demo. Go ahead and find my San Diego one and change the account to GTO demo. And we're going to save and close. So what will now happen is you can see it already moved it to the other trip. If I was to click here to go to the trip level, you can see it's a different one because there's different proposals listed on there. And it's already going to update the dates as well. So that will happen in the background for you as you click that move to new trip. So that is how you would do a copy. So it's the buttons are going to be in the same locations that they were before. It's just going to open up that new screen for you. And finally, we're going to go ahead and go to a trip. And this is a smaller version of something that's new, but it is something that has been a pain point for many of you when we've gone through different trainings and such. So we did improve this as well. Is you can click add proposal here. So it's going to look the exact same as it did before, except for this. So this is when you're adding a brand new proposal. So what it's going to ask you to do is name your proposal. If you didn't actually want to add one, I could click cancel. It'll go back. It won't add anything. Otherwise, just need to add proposal. And then we just click save and continue. And then this is the big part here is you used to see words that said click save before you continue. And then if you didn't, it might have put you in a loop. And some of you got frustrated with that. So that is no more. So with this new add proposal button, when you push it, like you just saw, you would name it. And it will automatically allow you to click your first step, that proposal details, and then you can move forward. So you don't have to worry about doing that save. It will save for you and do everything it did in the background automatically. So those are 3 different ways that we have improved the process for you for adding proposals.
That's really fantastic. You know, just having those buttons and stuff there now, it simplifies that process quite a bit. And also I like the fact that you don't have to hit save in order for it to actually to save
Absolutely.
that. It actually does it for you. So that way you can go right into adding your proposal details and stuff at that one when you're creating that new proposal. So those are really fantastic. And next we're going to talk about something else that a lot of our members have brought up, and that is unique member proposal language on products and how we can actually deal with that. So Christina, go ahead and get us started on that topic as well.
All right. So I'm just going to close a few of these windows here so I don't mix myself up. All right. So we are back to one of those proposals that we created. This time I'm using a San Diego one that I had actually copied from a destination dispatch, although I believe I had added some to it. So it's a little different. So on here, what I wanted to show is what we have added for proposal language. So as Jim mentioned, a lot of you have reached out that you create your own proposal language, maybe as some side products in Supplier Manager, or you're changing it every single time you want to have the itinerary. So we have improved that method for you now. So if I go ahead and go to one that I'd already done before this show, I'm going to go to this USS Midway Museum. And this is what I wanted to show you here. And I will show you this in 2 different stages. So on this one, what I had done is I already added in the background a language for this USS Midway Museum price. So I will go through that in a moment. But basically what you are going to be doing here is on your proposal language, you will now all see on your trip product form these three fields listed. So I'm going to go to edit. And when you want to add your own language, all you need to do is click this use member proposal language. And what it will do is you can see that it's gone ahead and used the language that I had stored for this product. And then you click save, and then it will be added to your documents that you send out to your clients. Now, if I wanted to go ahead and add one to a new one, so let's go back to the proposal here. And let's just click on this one. So now you can see there's nothing listed, and this will be your typical until you've added a lot of languages in. You won't see a language listed, as each language is also connected to a price. So there was nothing connected here. So now this green button, instead of saying edit, says add. So we're going to go ahead and add language. When I click that, you'll see it already fills in the supplier and price from where you just came on your trip product. All you need to do is add language. As you can see, when I clicked in here, you have a lot of formatting options that you can use, such as color, underline, bold, italics, to go ahead and change that up. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this for now. And I'm just going to, just for the sake of changing it up, we'll bold part of it. And then I save. So now you can see it is available for use. And if I wanted to go ahead and change it to my new one, like I just mentioned, you go ahead and check that box. It changes it over here, and you can save and close. You can still use this override field if you like. So this new language is going to be very helpful for those times when you are adding the same price to many trips. Maybe you're going to a consistent theme park or a consistent museum, and you want to say something on there about enjoying that, or maybe a certain exhibit that they might want to visit, or their favorite ride. So if that is something you're finding you type constantly, this is a great method for you to use. If you're just using something once, twice, then just stick to your override field. That way you don't have to worry about putting it in. But it's really for those times when you are consistently using the same one over and over and over again. It's a way to save you time. The other way that you are able to add language is you will see you now have up at the top of your table bar, and it's going to be towards the very end. So if you have a lot of tables lifted up here, it'll be at the very end, and it's called proposal language. And you can add one from this screen as well. So what you would just do is you would select a supplier. I'm just going to select the first one. We always go bowling. That's always the first on the list. And then I can call this whatever I want. I'm just going to copy this again, just because. And we'll just do bold that. All right, but you can put in whatever you want here. As you can see, one of my other ones, I just put the words test over and over again. So you can put in whatever language you want for this price. It will then connect to it on your product when you add it. So we just click save. And then you can just keep doing that over and over and over again if you have a list that you want added in here. That is how you would go ahead and do that through another method. And that is the language update.
That's fantastic. So we've gone over language updates, so that way now there is a place for people who have their own unique language that they want to use on a product. They can save it and use it over and over and over again. And we also then were able to show you ways that we've streamlined the process for adding proposals, whether you're copying one, whether you're taking one from a template, or even whether you're creating a brand new one. There are updated ways, more efficient ways for you to do that in our system now. So Christina, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I did actually just see that a question popped up. So it looks like once you add member language to a product line, it will then be available as member language for any proposal. Yes. So this is what I had mentioned, why it's a great time saver. So if you're, like I said, going to that museum over and over and over and over again, this is a great time for you to add that in. So go ahead and add in that language, and then it is available anytime you use that price. So that is an important part, is that it is connected to not just a supplier, but also a price. And that is mostly because when our accuracy guru team puts in the prices, they can be for a varying amount of things. It might be for different menus. It might be for a different number of day ticket, or something of that sort. So just note that as well. So as long as you select that same price and supplier, you will have that language that you can use.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, and I know people have been asking for it. So yeah, it's there for you to use. Go ahead and add your language, save it. You'll be able to utilize it again and again and again. So that way you don't have to keep it outside of the system. It's actually a part of the system for you to use now too. So that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
So, and as I said earlier, we're going to be doing more of these. So Coach and Go does come up every other Tuesday. So every other Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we will be coming back and giving you more information on ways that we're streamlining the system, some new functionality, anything like that that's going to help you utilize GTO in a more efficient way. So make sure to stay tuned for that. On the weeks that we don't have Coach and Go, we do a GTO fast break, which is a shorter video kind of going over little snippets of information. And those are posted to the community forum in GTO. So for our GTO members, go to the community forum and you'll be able to find those there as well. So, we really want to give you as much information as we possibly can. We are a community. We are very service oriented. So we want to make sure that we're giving you everything that you need. So don't ever hesitate to contact us either. If you do need some help with something, you can always email our help desk, and that's help@gtonetwork.com, and put help in the subject line. When you do that, it'll trigger it. So we will start tracking it. You'll get updates as to when things are being worked on and who's working on them and things like that as well. So make sure, don't ever hesitate to contact us with that stuff. Again, Christina, fantastic information. Thank you for all of that. For the rest of you, again, make sure you are following us on our social media channels. Subscribe to that YouTube channel that you're probably watching this on. Also, make sure to like our Facebook page and connect with us on LinkedIn as well. I think that's all that we're going to talk about today. That's a lot of information. I think Christina and her team are now going to go back and start working on the stuff that we're going to be talking about 2 weeks from now too. So
probably. Yep.
Christina, thank you so much once again. We really appreciate you coming on. And for everybody else, we will see you in 2 weeks with our next episode of GTO Coach and Go. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of GTO Coach and Go. We invite you to stay connected with Group Travel Odyssey on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and be sure to check out more of our media, including Destination Dispatch and the Destinations Beyond Expectations podcast. Please visit our website, grouptravelodyssey.com, where you can learn more about GTO and request a demo. Group Travel Odyssey, business without boundaries.